Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Matt, the vocalist of Cryptopsy, and you're listening to my podcast, Vox&Hops, where I sit down with fellow metalheads and we talk about their lives, music, and craft beer. This is it. It is the final interview from my experience at Heavy Montreal. I chose to make this someone that I've known for a very long time, someone from Montreal, someone that I used to be a part of a scene with in the past. It's a friend that I've been around a lot. We've had a lot of great, really funny nights together. And I was excited to speak with him at the festival. I was just so stoked to watch his band play on the main stage on Sunday. So here it is. Here is my episode with Blair Youngblut from Mountain Dust. This is Vox&Hops, episode number 62.
I warn you, what you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm with Blair Youngblut.
Yes.
From Mountain Dust.
Correct.
And we're at Heavy Montreal.
We sure are.
God, you like opened the main stage.
Yeah.
At Heavy Montreal.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here and watch my friends do shit like this.
Yes, I'm blessed to be here, and not just to play to people I don't know, but to play to people that I've known for a while, yourself included. And just it's cool. It's cool, especially people that haven't seen us, or friends of mine that have never seen us, and maybe feel a little bit of the passion that we try to bring.
You guys have been working hard.
We have been hustling, man. Been hustling.
You guys, you specifically, I've known you because we used to be a part of a scene together here in Montreal.
It was a scene, very underground, but also kind of pushing some limits as well, I guess.
Yeah, because you used to play drums for Endast.
Yeah.
I used to scream and sing for 3 Mile Scream.
Basically how we met.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Let's talk about your transition from playing metal drums into what Mountain Dust does.
Okay, well, that transition, I think I needed a bit of a change in many aspects of my life with Endast and with maybe just creatively, like what I wanted to kind of play or express. And I think it just kind of just happened out of nowhere, actually. Like I wasn't looking for it. It kind of came. And I was hanging out with Hal a lot. He lived down the street from me, and he knew a couple guys from Barn Burner, like Kevin Keegan, and he wanted to start a band called Mountain Dust. And he's always had the name sitting around. And so him and Brendan were kind of writing some stuff early on, and they knew of Hal, so they're like, Hal's playing bass. And then Hal's like, well, I got a drummer. I'm going to ask him if he wants to do it. I know he's busy with Endast and stuff, and so we'll ask him. And they asked me, I'm like, right away, I'm like, hands down, yes. Like, I'm in.
Well, Hal is one of the best bassists from Montreal.
He's one of the best musicians I've ever played with, like, or had the privilege to play with. Like, and I know him from Ontario. Like, I know him not as a child.
What's he building in there?
Yeah, but
same
like,
scene.
Like, I was a child back then, but we didn't grow up together. But come like after high school, we were going to parties and stuff like that.
Oh, is that true? You guys were like that close?
After high school,
really?
But like we didn't go to high school together. Like we met like afterwards when we kind of moved into the city, out of the country, out of the away from the farm fields, and yeah. So we met way back then, and then all of a sudden now we're in a band like playing together, like and that's that. So the transition musically, I guess.
That's what I was fishing for. Yeah. That doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
I like the backstory too.
I kind of wanted to start over. Like I put my double kick aside. I put half of my kit away, like back in the cases, on the shelf, and I just used like 2 floor toms, a very smaller amount of cymbals, single kick, and I kind of started over. Like I really, in my mind, was trying to think differently, think fresh, because I wasn't even listening to stoner rock or anything like that. And what they were proposing this band to be was kind of at the time Graveyard was a big influence and stuff like that. So kind of this bluesy, soulful kind of
heavy rock
with heavy rock stuff, and it's kind of morphed from that. So I didn't know how to play that. It was very metal. I was just mostly like, it was a workout to play rather than a mind workout. It was more of like
you had to be patient almost.
Physical workout. Yeah. So this is more like mind and then like dynamics. So playing softer as opposed to full-on thrash, like fast, always 100%. Now it's like you got to go through these mountain valleys.
Do you guys play to a click, or is that something that doesn't work?
No, we've done the click thing only in the studio with a couple tracks, like something where Pat's playing piano. And he's got to lock it in because
everyone else is going to count on it afterwards.
So then I'll play to like that just for that one song, but for the most part we record everything pretty live off the floor, but mostly like just to get the drums done. So no click, and then everybody comes in with their
tracks
layers.
To you. Yeah,
the layers come in afterwards. I'm going to crack this beer.
I was going to say, we should crack a beer. Vox and Hops is all about beer.
Getting thirsty.
I got some Granville Island Brewing West Coast IPA, which was graciously given to me by Brasseur de Montreal.
Oh, yes.
So cheers.
So Molson makes this?
Molson distributes it or makes it. It's a big umbrella question mark that I should know the answer to.
I don't know if I've had this one before.
It's very West Coast. It's very...
So it's a fruity IPA, which is West Coast.
Yeah.
IPA.
But also very dry and malty and very bitter.
And Granville, this is a BC brewing company.
It actually is, but it was bought by Molson.
And it has been like for many years now, right?
Let's talk about beer. Do you like craft beers?
I do. I drink a lot of beers.
Good. What would be your style of choice if you had one style of beer?
Like if I had to just settle with one style
for the rest of your life,
I couldn't do IPA. I honestly, it'd just be too heavy. I'd always be kind of tired and sluggish and a little bloated. I really like kind of more of like a Pilsner or more of like a crispy blonde. 5 to 5.5%, 4.5 even. I think maybe that's boring to say, but like I kind of just enjoy the actual taste of like maybe the more European style, simple ingredient 3.
I find myself missing it, and then I go on tour.
Yeah.
And then I get so inundated by the Pilsners that I just can't even drink them by the time it's over.
I was really happy to hear some Ontario companies coming here.
It's blowing up.
Here, right? Because Ontario's big.
Yeah.
But now Quebec's opening up. Like they got Beau's in here now. I like Beau's organic. I really do like the organic natural lagers a lot. Yes, you can't really drink too many of them because like they're
heavy beers.
They're heavy beers, yeah. But I find like the Lug and Tread Beau's is really good organic.
Yeah, it's a very good festival hot day outside beach beer. Let's say. I
really have a hard time with like the big beers, man. The big beer companies. There is like I do enjoy Heineken from time to time. I find it pretty clean.
Do you have a favorite craft brewery?
I don't. I think there's just too many. And like there's this one shop I forget the name of. They're kind of have a couple different locations in like a big one in the Plateau. And it's kind of like a convenience store, but you walk in and there's like 1,000 different...
I know what it is. It's Paloozo.
Yes.
Shout out to Paloozo. I love you dearly.
Shout out. Hey, I've been eating at your little catering section there for about a month and a half. I work down the street renovating a house. So I go in there and we get some craft beers, we get some sandwiches or wraps that they make, and they make veggie stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I try to eat more veggie these days, and it's great. So I walk in there, I'm like, I don't even know what to do. There's so many beers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just kind of looking for something I can like, okay, nice and easy and simple. Maybe some cider. I enjoy some cider too.
Vox and cider doesn't have a good sound.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that word. That's like the C word. You don't say.
No, we're not. Cider. That's the different C word.
Oh yes. In this case, it's cider.
What does Mountain Dust have coming up after this?
We are kind of, in the process of writing the third record. Yeah. So about a month ago, we rented a cottage in Montreal area, and kind of secluded ourselves in a cabin. And
so cool.
Yeah, we brought some mushrooms, some psychedelics, and we brought some whiskey, some beers, and a bunch of food, barbecuing, and we kind of would just like start playing at like 11 in the morning. If the neighbors weren't, nobody complained, but we'd start at 11 and then we'd go to like 11 at night, and then
so cool.
Maybe like 1 o'clock you're like, oh, I may eat a little mushroom here or there. and just kind of see where that takes us. And it was nothing crazy. We didn't get too wild. It was more about the music, you know. And then at night we'd have a campfire. And I have like a little Marshall speaker Bluetooth thing that would bring to the fire, and somebody would put on something that would inspire us. And the next morning we would be like, wow, that sounds a lot like the campfire last night. The music we were playing, you know, like we were listening to like Goat and like Tame Impala and like stuff that we, you know, might not normally listen to.
Absolutely.
When you're in that kind of mindset, it's amazing. Some of that music, it's like a bit of a journey, like a trip to.
And you open up your mind a bit. You're a bit more accepting.
And then the next day, you kind of have this whole different outlook on like, and then you just start playing and you just let it happen. And we had a lot of ideas. The guys had a lot of riffs that we had in a Google Drive, and those came out. So at the end of the weekend, the 4 days, we had like 20 songs or like 20 ideas, a handful of actual songs that just came out of nowhere from the experience. So now we have to filter those down, you know, to 10.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I keep some extras for some.
I think maybe 11. So then 9 will make it on the record.
Always smart to do that.
We kind of have a nine minimum
always
song,
smart to do that.
so that we can fit on vinyl.
Yes.
It's something you got to think about.
Yeah, especially your style of band. The vinyl is key.
It is very, very in right now. It's always been in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. We're looking at maybe some shows and stuff like that, but I think mostly the focus is on the record, and then maybe finding some help for the record, you know, like label-wise, whatever. It's just something to help us get into maybe something, maybe a studio a little bigger than we've been used to, even though we've been very happy with everything we've recorded. But we're just trying to, you know, push our limits.
Baby steps towards greatness.
That's it. Yeah, push our limits, and then other than that, we're maybe do a tour, hopefully again in hopefully European tour in 2020 with friends of ours, Dead Quiet from BC, Vancouver. We're hoping to do that. That's just prospective thinking and wishful thinking.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, so proud of you. I love when my friends go and do big things.
Yeah, I mean, it's like big things that come after a long time.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
You gotta stick with it. You get so frustrated sometimes, and you're like,
you don't see the progress.
Yeah.
And,
I think it's very important to push on and let things happen naturally. Fucking, it's a world out there that just opens up for you sometimes, man. If you
gotta hustle,
and you gotta be positive, and you gotta perspire some good positivity out there.
It's always very good to appreciate those little goals.
Yeah, big time.
When you get that little goal, it's like you should appreciate it.
I appreciate you wanting to talk to us today. It's the little things in life.
Thank you, brother. Cheers. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. Definitely. I appreciate it, Blair.
Hey, and cheers to your family and the wealth and and the health and
yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Positive future.
We're gonna keep hanging out, but not with you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for listening right to the end. You know that I love and appreciate that. Blair, what can I say? There was actually a whole section of that podcast I totally edited out because I chose to just keep it between me and him. Blair, you're going to know what I'm talking about when you hear it. I hope you're not too disappointed. But I had to do it. I hope you enjoyed listening to my time at Heavy Montreal. From now on, the podcasts are going to be getting a little bit longer, which means there will be less episodes released per week. I'm still tinkering with how many it's going to be. It depends how many I can edit and get my mind around each week. For the time being, I think I'm going to go back to just the standard one every Friday, and we're going to get the Vox&Hops Brewer Talks coming out on Tuesday, which I recorded at Festival de Bière et Saveur last weekend in Chambly. I'm super stoked to get back. I have a bunch of content which I recorded before and after Heavy Montreal, so I'm super excited to finally get all that out to all of you guys. And I have a bunch of great interviews scheduled coming up shortly because there's a bunch of great concerts coming to Montreal and a bunch of my friends are playing. So I'm stoked to chat with them and to share that with all of you. As always, if you have any questions, suggestions, if you would like to tell me what beers I should be drinking, who I should be interviewing, if you are a brewer and you would like to send me some beers to share with my guests, some beers that you would like me to review during my intros and outros, please send me an email at matt@voxandhops.com. That's matt@voxandhops.com. And I'm always super excited whenever I get mail from Vox and Hops heads. It always makes my day, and I really appreciate that. If you guys want to help the podcast out one step further and you enjoyed this podcast and you're a first-time listener, make sure that you subscribe, make sure you rate it, and so that more Vox and Hops heads can discover the podcast and they can join the ride with all of us, this craft beer and metal experience, which I'm having and I'm sharing with all of you. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. And remember to enjoy life, metal, and craft beer. Cheers, Vox and Hops heads.